11 patron saints of food, coffee, and stomachache. 1. Saint Drogo, coffee. Saint Drogo was the son of a Flemish nobleman. He lived in the 12th century. Drogo was able to be in two places at once. He simultaneously worked in the fields and attended mass. Drogo is the patron saint of coffee, coffee houses, ugly people, and cattle. 2. Saints Nicholas, Luke, and Augustine, beer. Nicholas was a 4th century bishop. He's better known as Santa Claus. Nick rescued 3 poor women from prostitution. He tossed bags of gold through their window at night. Saint Luke is the author of the 3rd Gospel. He was the first Christian physician. Saint Augustine of Hippo was an idle boozer, but then he gave up his wanton ways. 3. Saint Niet, fish. Saint Niet was a 4-foot-tall monk from England. Niet's brother Mike went to catch fish in a well, but he caught too many to sustain a population. Niet resurrected the fried fishes on his plate. He put them back in the well. 4. Saint Macarius the Younger, candy. Macarius was a candy maker in 4th century Egypt, but then he gave up his sweet life. He spent the rest of his days in prayer, never leaving his house. 5. Saint Nicholas of Tolentino, vegans and vegetarians. This Italian saint was a vegetarian. He cured people by giving them bread and water. A host once gave Nicholas a dish of fried chicken. Nicholas thanked him and prayed over the dish. The chicken was transformed into roasted vegetables. 6. Saints Vincent and Urban, wine. Saint Vincent of Saragossa was a 3rd century Spanish martyr. Since his death, he's become the patron saint of wine and winemakers. Saint Urban was the bishop of Langres in France. He hid in a vineyard from his persecutors. Urban converted the vineyard workers who hid him. He then preached the gospel from vineyard to vineyard. 7. Saint Anthony the Abbot, Bacon. Saint Anthony was a 4th century ascetic. He lived for 20 years in an abandoned fort. When sick people found their way to him, he healed them. Anthony's healing concoction was based on lard. He's often depicted with pigs. 8. Saint Bridget of Kildare, cheese. The 5th century Bridget is remembered as a monastic leader. She was a healer who presided over a double monastery. It had both men and women. They never turned anyone away. 9. Saint Abigail, honey. Saint Abigail is a 6th century Irish saint. She ran away from home to a French convent. On her way back, a colony of bees made a nest in her boat. She used their honey in her preparations to cure illnesses. 10. Saint Honoré, bread. Saint Honoré has been associated with bread for centuries. His patronal church in Paris was the site of the Bakers' Guild. Many pastry shops and boulangeries are named after him. In Paris, his feast day is celebrated with 3-day bread festivals. 11. Saints Charles Borromeo, Timothy, and Bryce. Stomachache. Saint Charles Borromeo was a 16th century cardinal. He dedicated his life to helping the poor and sick. Saint Timothy was a 1st century Christian martyr. Saint Bryce was a 5th century priest. He was at first known for his wicked ways, but he converted and earned sainthood. All these saints are supposed to help against bellyaches.